Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, the Ohtani sweepstakes is over. Ends up with the Los Angeles Dodgers, which we kind of all knew he was going to go on the West Coast. But we didn't know how big this deal was going to be. You heard, rumors that it could be $500 million and $600 million. Well, signs for a whopping $700 million, a 10-year deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers. If you want to lose in technical terms, that's $70 million per year to play baseball, which is incredible there. Now, we had some details of the deal itself. A lot of that money is deferred, so they're not going to be actually paying him $70 million per year. But nevertheless, when it's all said and done, Ohtani getting $700 million in his back pocket to play for the Dodgers there. So even though it's not Yankee related, we're still going to jump into this because, it's just going to be all across baseball. I mean, obviously, Ohtani, one of the big names in baseball, along with Aaron Judge there, now signing this ridiculous, humongous deal there, a record-breaking deal for across all sports. Unless there's some wacky soccer deal that I'm never aware of. This is seemed like the largest sports deal in any sort of recent history there. So I'm going to jump to the whole thing. But before we get started, got a lot of baseball left, both Yankee news as well as baseball-wide news. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast. So if you're first time listening, look for a like, subscribe, something like that button. Hit that. Get notified when new episodes go up. And of course on YouTube, Section 420 Talkin Yankees. Get some Talkin Yankees content there. Cover all the bases. So this actually saves me a trip to the store because I was going to do an episode. You heard a couple of days ago, there was rumors that somehow the Blue Jays had a strong inside track on Ohtani, and the owner there met with him, and he was going to go up to Toronto there, and Kikuchi, the current Japanese pitcher, reserved an entire Japanese restaurant for him, and they're going to have some sort of big meeting and all that stuff. I didn't take any stock that Ohtani was going to seriously end up with the Toronto Blue Jays. I know the Blue Jays are investing a lot into their stadium. They really want to get a big fan base, and of course he would be the biggest draw possible. But I can't see Ohtani wanting to play up in Canada there for the Blue Jays. This is an organization very up and down, and he's had that with the Angels the past couple of years. The guy wants to win. That's why he wants to go to the Dodgers. Dodgers are in the conversation every season. This was the first year that neither the Dodgers or the Astros were involved in the World Series, just to show that Dodgers are pretty much always knocking on the door. And that's where Ohtani wants to be. He's 29 years old. He's still young, but years are running out. You don't want to just waste your best years on a franchise that's sputtering. And I didn't give any stock whatsoever that he was going to go with the Toronto Blue Jays. I was considering just doing an episode about that just to squash those sort of rumors, but nevertheless, this Dodgers signing happened a little quicker than I thought it would, but nevertheless happened. So I kind of killed two birds, one stone. And yes, there was no chance he was going to go sign with Toronto. That's a situation where he signs there, he plays 3 years, and then he gets traded somewhere. It doesn't seem like it would be a long-term solution, or would they want to pay that sort of money for Ohtani there. They can have Ohtani great, but if the team's lousy, this place is still going to be half empty. So I just don't think they were going to invest in Ohtani. I really didn't put too much stock in it at all. I always thought it was going to be a West Coast team with, of course, the Dodgers having the inside track. Maybe a team like San Francisco or possibly maybe Seattle comes out of nowhere. Again, they have the large Japanese fan bases going back to the Ichiro days that are still there. Maybe Texas too, possibly, just because they have a lot of money to throw around, and the Rangers, and obviously they're just coming off a World Series there. But I didn't give any stock to the Toronto thing, so that's gone. Now, we did hear before even the Toronto rumor started that Dodgers manager Dave Roberts did confirm that they did have a multi-hour meeting with Ohtani there. So that meeting probably laid all the groundwork, and then after that it was probably just a matter of the numbers. Now, as I mentioned at the top there, it's a $700 million contract for 10 years, but it seems like Dodgers are going to do a little accounting trick here. So they're not exactly paying him $70 million per year. It's going to be a lot of that money is going to be deferred. So they're probably going to pay him somewhere around $40 to $50 million per year right now. And then later on, they're going to give him some of that money on the back end of the deal there. So still a mega contract, and you still, again, probably at a minimum paying him $40 million per year, which, for just coming off an MVP, and of course, he's going to be shut down as a pitcher in 2024. He'll be back in 2025. But it doesn't affect what he could do on the mound as well. He's almost like two athletes, two players in one. So you kind of understand why he's getting so much money there. And just, again, it's because of the uniqueness of the type of player, the hybrid player he is. And of course, still on top of his game offensively. And figured they say with the pitching, once, he had surgery this past September, he should be good to go in 2025. And then you have him at 30 years old after that, be able to pitch, which, again, shouldn't really be an issue. See how long that goes for him. But, of course, as a hitter, he's ready to go on day one, they say. So, you figure it was going to be Dodgers. It all makes sense. He wanted to be on the West Coast. He was there ready with the Angels. It's just the Angels franchise goes nowhere pretty much, and it's been going nowhere for a while. So you understand why he would get in there. So he probably likes the climate, he likes the fans, he likes the fact that, again, it's a quicker flight to get back to Japan. So, you figure he would want to stay in the area. And both sides has made so much sense for each other. And, of course, the Dodgers always like to sign the big stars. They've been doing that lately. They've kind of been the National League Yankees. They've been more of the Yankees than the Yankees have been in recent years. Again, bringing in big names, having the biggest payroll there. And, of course, they want to, again, deferring some of that money just so they can reduce the luxury tax versus paying them $70 million now. So, not a surprise, though, Ohtani's done. I thought this might drag out a little bit, but I'm just guessing there weren't too many other suitors that would even come close to coughing up that money, so I guess they just went with the Dodgers deal there. We'll probably maybe hear after what might have been offered. And before this all started, again, Ohtani put it out there that he wanted no discussions to be leaked out in the media, so I guess so far everyone's kind of been holding that, so that's why we haven't heard any other figures out. Maybe now that the deal is done and no one cares, maybe a team will leak out what they offered him. We don't know, but nevertheless, it's all finalized, so he will be with the Dodgers. Now, in Yankee land, and I guess, related with Japanese players, we have Yamamoto, supposedly, and the Yankees going to be meeting with him early next week. And, Cashman also said that he wants to make the Yankees sort of the mecca of baseball again. That's one of the reasons why they made the Soto trade is that now if you have Soto in here and you're trying to court Yamamoto, you tell Yamamoto, hey, look, we just bought in here. We're ready to go. We're going all in for 2024. We want you to be a part of that as well. That's a much more selling point versus if he did not have Juan Soto there. So, again, more the reason why, that was as a positive move for the Yankees, because if you look in the court, someone like Yamamoto as well, I'm sure he just likes the idea that you have, we got Judge there, and they got, Juan Soto there, and we got Garrett Cole there. Say, hey, these guys got something going here. I want to be a part of this. Much easier to sell versus not having Juan Soto there. So we'll see how far, Cashman's willing to go to make the Yankees the mecca of baseball. The mecca of baseball hasn't had a World Series in 14 years, so you might want to get on that. And also some smaller moves. Now, Billy McKinney and Anthony Mezquitz, previously, the Yankees put them on waivers. Then they wouldn't accept the minor league deal. They ended up going for free agency there. So it looks like the Yankees had interest in bringing both of them back. So they actually ended up signing minor league contracts with both players. So McKinney and Meiskowitz back in a Yankee uniform, albeit on a minor league contract, with an opportunity to come to camp, of course, win a job, and then come up perhaps the majors at some point during the 2024 season. So I guess it wasn't goodbye for them. McKinney was all right. A decent outfielder there, left-handed bat. Probably getting someone to come off the bench there. So maybe it's a bit of an insurance policy, just if they're not too sure about anybody. Of course, now you have kind of a bit of a plethora of outfields, because with Trent Grisham, who came in with the Soto deal, you got Soto himself. Now you got Verdugo, Judge. Now have an opportunity. Now we have maybe a little too many left-handers and too many outfielders there. But those are guys that probably just going to be in the minors there in spring training. I think this is Cashman is kind of just filling out the 40-man roster a little bit and just kind of having some options there and then see what happens down the road there. So that's it in Yankee land. So the Ohtani debate's over, and it seemed, maybe the fact that Juan Soto moved, maybe that got things going, because maybe Soto was part of the Dodgers or other teams' plans, and then once the Soto piece fell into the Yankees' lap, then things got going on the Ohtani front, and that got settled. So Ohtani to the Dodgers, and again, I think it just made too much sense for both sides. No real surprise there. So we'll catch you next time.